Delaware State is to Wilmington. She'll get it set off tonight.
Off we go. Opening serve received by Tomlin. And the first swing from Maldonado. First point goes to the Hornets. Alondra Maldonado puts it into the hardwood for DSU, the three-time first-team All-MEAC selection graduate student from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they're just going to start out hot, and you got to do in these first few points. They matter a lot, especially when you're a 16th seed going against a 1.
Here's Jaravicious, and Jaravicious pick it up where she left off last Friday night against the Cornhuskers. That career-high 18 kill on 414 hitting performance against her former team to help the Nittany Lions clinch a share of the Big Ten title.
And not only did she hit 414, the rest of her team hit 153 combined.
Overpass terminated by Mendelson, and give credit to Jillian Grimes for the service pressure. Mendelson, the other Nebraska transfer who starts on this Nittany Lion team, hammers the hardwood.
That was a big thing in that Nebraska match, was that the two Nebraska transfers, they were coached by John Cook as well. They knew how to play the Nebraska team and did it to perfection.
Back set, this is Maldonado off the top of the block, and Alondra Maldonado 2 for 2. First ball sight out there for the Hornets, and Maldonado coming up strong early on, as here's the libero Morgan Allen wearing that powder blue jersey, not to be confused with what we just saw with the Tar Heels. Short serve, it was received by Mendelson. Merzick touches it down, and Allen can't get under it. That's a point for Jess Merzick for the Nittany Lions, last year's All-American.
Yeah, we seemingly talk about it every time with Jess Merzick, and we talk about her power, her accuracy, but when she's able to use the off-speed, she's one of the best we've seen inside this arena at just adjusting the speed and getting around the defense.
6 rotation hitter. She can do it both offensively, defensively, in the serving game, pretty much anywhere. There's a double block on the outside. Izzy Stark and Maggie Mendelson there to deny Valeria Otero.
Yeah,
a little bit of
miscommunication between Maldonado and Aaliyah Mitchell. Kind of stood and let it fell under. Got to get on it.
Double block to get things started in that category, and then a service ace from the freshman Ava Faldudo in her first NCAA tournament. She gets on the board.
Yeah, it's ace number 26 on the season for the Elmhurst, Illinois native, number 4 recruit in the class of 2024.
Was named Penn State's Big Ten Sportsmanship Award honoree, the end-of-season award. She puts some pressure on there. Delaware State attacking from well off the net, and Tomlin attacks it into the net. Nittany Lions now on a 4-0 run.
Yeah, the service pressure is something that's been so big for Penn State, going off Grimes, and now with Faldudo. Jaron Tomlin has to keep it a bit off the net and kind of off kilter, off balance. Penn State now on a 4-0 run.
And it's going to be another service ace, 2nd and 3 points for Faldudo. Ava Faldudo going on an early run here from behind the line for the Nittany Lions, and head coach David Brooks.
About Faldudo being the number 4 recruit. Well, Stark was the number 1 recruit in the 24 class.
Faldudo trying to keep this run going as the Hornets just have to send a free ball over. Penn State well in system. Mendelson on the slide, carves it past the block. 7-0 run for the Nittany Lions.
Something that Mendelson does so well is just working on the slide, working in motion. The front line work for Penn State is so lethal sometimes, and a lot of that comes from the arm of Maggie Mendelson.
Faldudo already with 2 aces on this run. Better pass that time, but the set was a little off the mark. Maldonado just had to punch it over. Here's Merzick taking a touch, sent back, second chance opportunity. Merzick will get another swing. Out of the left side, and getting it down, but out of bounds is Valeria Otero. Attack out of bounds for the Hornets, who are now hitting in the negatives for the game with 2 kills, 3 errors.
You know, Otero was someone that Delaware State lost early in the season to an injury, a heart scare with Otero. Good to see her back in the lineup for the Hornets.
And a big piece of this Delaware State team through the runs that they've been on the past few years. Maldonado can't find the back line there either, and Ava Faldudo just keeps on home cooking here for Penn State. 9-0 run from behind the line.
It's that balance of Penn State doing the job, but also Delaware State kind of missing on a few of their attacks.
Krako on the reception that time. Maldonado played up by Faldudo, well off the net. Merzick will have to give the Hornets a free ball. Can they cash in on it and stop the run? Tuchai set a little bit behind Otero, and Otero attacks it out of bounds.
I think they're trying to out-psych themselves at this point. They're trying to find the holes. Just keep taking shots. One of them is bound to fall, and I think Delaware State is in their head a little bit at this point in the match.
Ava Faldudo is going to end a 10-0 run, so had a chance to match the 11-0 run
yeah, I
we
was
saw
gonna say.
earlier today with UNC and Yale. Couldn't quite do that, but you'll take it for Ava Faldudo from behind the line as the Nittany Lions up early. Delaware State going to try and get some points together, and the freshman center on the other side, Paige Ahakuelo, gonna serve things away for the Hornets. Freshman from Winchester, Virginia. She puts some pressure on Joss Nathan there, but Jess Mersick able to attack over the top of the block and put it into the floor.
Yeah, that was less on speed and more about pinpoint accuracy. Jess Mersick knowing where to go cross court and just your standard kill attempt, but places it to perfection. Great kill from number 9.
Already with 2 kills for Jess Mersick on 4 swings. Now she'll serve, and this has been a part of her game that's improved, as it has for much of the team throughout the season. Hornets from behind the 3-meter line. Good punch at it there in the back row. Here's Cameron Hanna, and Cameron Hanna from the left side. First time we've called her name tonight. I guarantee it won't be the last.
Yeah, Cameron Hanna been really putting it on the last few outings. 12 kills against Nebraska. That was second best on the team. Always seems to step up in the big game moments.
She's not a starter just because Penn State doesn't start in a rotation. She plays in, but she's got 13 straight with double-digit kills, and now record in his second year here at Delaware State. He spent a couple of years at Elizabeth City State University before that. Back-to-back service aces from Jess Mersick. Out of the timeout.
Now she ties Ava Faldudo with second most on the team in service aces, only behind the libero Jillian Grimes.
Mersick had that run of 3 in a row against Wisconsin. Won't get that here. Attack out of the middle, kept alive by Grimes off the swing from Mitchell. Bump set coming to the left side of Otero. Here's Hanna off the block. Cameron Hanna's going to get the kill as she went right at Martina Kamak.
Yeah, those one-on-one matchups, you're not going to beat that, especially with the hitting power that Penn State possesses on either side of the pin.
Mersick stays behind the line. What is now a 4-0 run for the Nittany Lions. Tomlin the reception. Bump set coming. Lefty swing from Kamak is played up. Penn State well off the net here. Hanna attacking behind the line. Now Otero, block touch, disruption. Another swing coming. And second block gets down. Mendelson and Hanna converge on Delaware State's right side pin and say no.
Yeah, something that both Cameron Hanna and Jess Mersick have really improved upon. It's just their all-around game. And for Cameron Hanna, that comes in the blocking game as well. We've seen Mersick evolve in both blocking and serving.
Quick tempo for this Delaware State offense. Another swing from Otero right off the body of Grimes. Johnny on the spot. Mersick attacking the back row, and Otero tried to keep it alive, but ran out of room. And Jess Mersick gets the kill. 19 serving 3 as it's been dominant from the number 1 seed in this regional. Penn State so far. Mersick trying to keep it going. Delaware State looking for a side out, pushing it through is Mitchell. Misses the back line though, and the Nittany Lions are at 20.
Yeah, you can see Leah Mitchell in the huddle just say, my bad, I was trying to get a touch, trying to make a drop down just a little bit too far that time, but Mersick going on a run here, 8-0 for the Nittany Lions.
Well, it's tough when you've got such a strong Penn State block to try and contend with. What a pancake there from Faldudo as Ahakuelo was trying to get a little fancy. Delaware State was into the net. They thought they had a block, but Kamak unfortunately got a piece of the net, working with Mitchell, trying to seal Hanna.
They do give the point to the Hornets.
Yeah, you're right. They overturned it. Originally they had...
Oh, now they reverse it.
I think there was a little confusion on both ends there as the initial signal was a net call. A little confusion from the PA, but we get it sorted out. And now Mersick's going to get another one as Tomlin couldn't receive that in the back row. Her third service ace of this run. It's now 10-0 for the Nittany Lions. 22 serving 3. They're 3 points away. They've been on a couple double-digit scoring runs so far.
And even though Kamak was in the net, that was probably Delaware State's best sequence so far, just, trying to out-psych Penn State, and did a good job at it for the most part. It's unfortunate that Kamak hit the net.
Mersick on the D-ball. Look out below. Jess Mersick's been doing it all here in set 1 for the Nittany Lions. 4 kills on 6 swings, 3 aces. The second-team AVCA All-American unanimous Big Ten first-team selection this season. Delaware State just can't get her off the line. They'll try with Mitchell, and Mitchell there, able to hold the block, get it down. And that's much needed for the Hornets, and a little sigh of relief and a smile from Aaliyah Mitchell.
Yeah, kind of getting revenge for that one just attack error, which he just misjudged it. So it'll be Otero back to serve.
So Otero serving away for Delaware State, the native of Puerto Rico. Set from pin to pin. Cameron Hanna put a lot of heat behind it. And it's an early set point for the Nittany Lions. Rec call will rise at 24-4, and number 24 checks in. The outstanding serving sub down the stretch of this season for Penn State senior team captain Quinn Menger.
Yeah, 5 of the last 6 games, she's had either 2 or more service aces. The only one she did it was in that game against Nebraska.
Menger skims it over, and she's going to end set 1 with a service ace. And Penn State claims the opening frame 25-4. What a way to start the NCAA tournament. They would have UNC tomorrow at 6:30 here from Rec Call. Casey Kreider, Jack Raczynski, so glad to be with you on ESPN+. As it'll be Delaware State starting things off here in set 2 from behind the service line. Valeria Otero. A strong performance in that MEAC championship game against Howard. 18 kills, 12 digs for her. Trying to get going here. Good pass in system swing. Did Trammell get a touch? No, she did not. Delaware State, for the second straight set, will get the opening point. That's Penn State's first hitting error of the night.
And that's compared to 7 by Delaware State, because not only did Penn State be effective with their kills, also Delaware State had a lot of unforced errors as well.
Otero continuing. Grimes nails the pass. Jaravicius nails the swing. And Caroline Jaravicius, just like the first set, she got the first point for the Nittany Lions after Delaware State got the opening one, and she does so as well from the right side pin. She's got 2 kills on 2 swings for the Nittany Lions. And here's the libero, Jillian Grimes, team leader in service aces this season with 35. She also led the team last year. Put some pressure on there as Delaware State scrambles to get under it. Cut, though, from Tomlin. Overpass coming. Terminated by Mitchell. How about that point for Delaware State?
Yeah, they were scrappy early on in the first set as well. Just trying to get any advantage they can, because they know that Penn State's just going to wear them out just by the skill and the aggression that they give. But Delaware State, these are critical points for the Hornets to at least make it a bit closer than first set.
Mitchell behind the line, and she adds a service ace. Aaliyah Mitchell. Transfer from Georgia State, the sophomore, playing in the tournament. A kill and a service ace, and the Hornets with a 3-1 lead early in set 2. She's trying to put some more pressure. That time Nathan received it cleanly, and Mendelson off the block and down.
Yeah, Mendelson's going to say, let's cut to the chase and get that one down.
Mendelson batting 1,000 so far, and now Ava Faldudo, who was part of that 10-0 run earlier in the first set, and helped blow it open for Penn State in the opening frame. The freshman from Elmhurst, Illinois, going to try and do the same here. There's a reception from Krakow. Taking some touch off it was Kamuck. Merzen going to set Mendelson, who just gives the Hornets a free ball. Now left side, Tomlin got it down, cross court. Garen Tomlin for the Hornets, who is a first-team All-MEAC selection, leads the team in kills, leads the team in digs, and leads the team in aces, and she gets on the board for the first time tonight.
You definitely see a lot of the heavy hitters for Delaware State getting going a bit. We saw it a bit in the first set with Alondra Maldonado. Now we see it with Garen Tomlin. Delaware State finding a bit of a rhythm early on here in set 2.
As Tuan Chai, the native of Turkey, serving away. Tuchai's serve is received, and Mersick able to go cross court on the other end for the Nittany Lions. She gets it down. She's continuing to do some good things for Penn State. 5 kills on 7 swings for her, and she'll try to add to her 3 service aces that she had in the opening set. The Lions still down by 1 in the second frame early on against the Hornets. Good pass, swing from Tomlin. Did it get fingertips? No, and it lands out of bounds. Will be knotted up at 4. So Garen Tomlin was able to go cross court on the last Hornet point. That time just misses it out of play. Jillian Grimes watches it sail by. Mersick putting some pressure on the reception, and nobody could get under it for Delaware State off the opening touch.
It's really been a microcosm of just the progression we've seen from Jess Merzick as someone behind the line, really able to show that off here against Delaware State.
4 aces for Merzick. She'll skim the net tape there. Tuchai sets Tomlin. Garen Tomlin, they're getting her more involved here in this second set, and that's probably a good thing for the Hornets when number 1 is touching the volleyball.
And a few fans in red, the Delaware State faithful that have shown out here at Rec Hall, getting to their feet, hyped up for that Tomlin kill.
Yeah, they've traveled nicely. She averages just over 3 1/4 kills a set. Merzick with a little touch on it. From behind the 3-meter line, gets it down.
Yeah, sometimes Merzick goes off speed and you know it's going to go off speed. That time Merzick wound up and then went off speed, kind of adding a cascading effect to the way that she sometimes attacks the ball, and that's why Jess Merzick is so lethal. That's why she was a second-team All-American last year and a first-teamer in the Big Ten this year.
Could be on her way. She was one of 14 semifinalists for the National Player of the Year award. Tuchai punches it. Free ball sent over by the Hornets. Trammell out of the middle. Good dig by Tuchai. Now Otero kept up. Bump from Menger to Henna. Long rally here from Rec Hall, and from the right side, Maldonado. Line drive, got it down. And these Hornets are fighting hard here in this second frame. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, already more points than they got in the first set when Penn State had 25 and knotted up at 6. Not going down without a fight here in set number 2.
They've kept Penn State from going on those long runs. Morgan Allen, the libero, serving away there. Going for a first ball kill and getting it is Cameron Hanna. 5 kills early on for her, as it's been those 2 senior leaders on the pins leading the way. Merzick and Hanna, 6 and 5 respectively. And then you turn to the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Izzy Stark, to serve away. Tuchai will bump set it. That was a little out of control. Trammell sends an overpass over. Maldonado gets a swing out of it. Now Hanna left side. Back to back for Killican.
And Cameron Hanna's so good at the pin, so good with cross court. Just your typical Cameron Hanna kill right there.
She is a player that in her 2 years here in blue and white, as the season has gone on, she has just continued to play better and better. We mentioned 13 straight with double-digit kills, including that big win against Nebraska. Grimes right there to stick up the swing from Otero. Jaravicius took some touch off it. Fight at the net. Jaravicius gets it down, but it was out of bounds. As Otero is going to get credit for the point there. Jaravicius was trying to turn the block inside, but it lands in the blue paint.
We see Paige Alquelo back in the game. To get a bit more efficiency as Hornets squad. They're hitting 333 in this set, now 364. So now at triple zeros for the match, but much better than what they were doing in set 1.
Talk about Izzy Stark as Alquelo gets a service ace. Second of the day for the Hornets as they knotted up at 8, and Alquelo, who on this team is second in service aces. We talk about Izzy Stark. She was a Big Ten Freshman of the Week 6 times. Alquelo, 7-time MEAC Rookie of the Week, and it's back-to-back for Paige Alquelo as Delaware State takes the lead in set 2 behind the MEAC Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, she has 36 aces now. That's top 10 in the conference. A freshman, but doesn't look like it.
Alquelo couldn't clear the net tape that time, but I think you'll still take that trip if you're head coach David Brooks. Back-to-back errors against a team that is hard to ace for Penn State. Nittany Lions back on the ropes a little bit in this second frame. Tied up at 9. Cam Hanna sends it away. Otero, good pass, but shoving it right into the block of Trammell and Jaravicius. Mitchell had no shot working against those two, and they get the block.
Yeah, Mitchell's in motion, and Jaravicius and Trammell just planting their feet and say, yeah, you're not getting this. And that's very hard to stop. You're going against a block. Trying to challenge a Penn State block's hard enough. Doing it in motion where you're kind of off balance is a whole nother ballgame.
Anna trying to add to the service ace party. Can't do it. Kamuk doinks it off the top of the net tape. Now here's Merzick off of fingertips. Back through the block goes Jess Merzick with her 7th kill of the night.
And now you can see Penn State trying to take more control of this game. You have Hanna behind the line. 6 of her last 8 games, she's had a service ace, 22 in total.
Yeah, that has been a portion where she has improved. And you say that, she serves out of bounds. But the point still stands for Hannah, as she has had multiple service aces in 4 of the last 8 matches. That had only happened twice prior to that stretch. It's part of a serving game that has been heavily improved for Penn State. That's been one of the storylines of their late season run here toward a share of the Big Ten title. Otero on the serve. Start to Merzick. Right down into the Terraflex.
That's where Izzy Stark operates the best, when she just hits it perpendicular to one of the pins. We saw that a lot in the game against Nebraska, and she just sets Merzick perfectly. She's flying up to the net, full swing. You're not stopping.
Well, you got to nail the pass in order to do that, and Penn State's been able to do that a lot of this season. Grimes nearly got a service ace there. Krako keeps it alive. Double bumps, and now Jaravicius. Did she get a touch? Yes, she did. She was looking back at Katie Schumacher-Colley just in case the call didn't go her way, but the R1, Neil Kenzakowski, signaled that it was Penn State point regardless.
They gave a little fist pump. It's like, yeah, I got the touch.
Jaravicius, the redshirt freshman, one of 2 selections on the Big Ten all-freshman team as Grimes sends that into the net. Jaravicius along with Izzy Stark, and that big performance in the game against Nebraska where she redshirted last season. Of course, Caroline, the daughter of former Penn State football wide receiver Joe Jaravicius in the 90s. He got a Super Bowl ring with the Bucks, and his daughter's been doing some good things for the Nittany Lions. Back out of the middle, Maggie Mendelson for Penn State.
And not to mention, she's going to have a little sister playing at Penn State next year, Ava Jaravicius. So we had the Stark sisters this year, got the Jaravicius sisters next year upcoming.
It's all a family affair here in Rec Hall. Eva Falduda on the serve. Back set from Coelho, and Kamuk able to bounce it off the block and get it down on the Nittany Lions side.
She's also top 10 in the MEAC in hitting percentage. Kamuk out of Poland, the right side senior, 5'11".
I think that hit Maggie Mendelson a little bit awkwardly. And
she's got a bloody nose.
Yeah, I think that's what it is the volleyball ricocheted off of her from Kamuk. So the training staff gonna clean her up a little bit. Make sure that she's A-okay at the 14-12 mark of this second set. Going to bring in Jordan Hopp. While
I thought she was going to stay in.
I think she wanted to, in all honesty, but I think they'll call to the Iowa State transfer Jordan Hopp. She'll appear in her 8th match of the season for the Nittany Lions. The senior plus does have 1 year of eligibility remaining after this season. She'll get some run here while Mendelson tends to a bloody nose. Tuchai on the serve. That was a good one. Leads to an overpass, and Hannah Sanders gets on the board. Her first swing is a kill. Give a lot of thanks to Nez Tuchai for setting that up.
Hannah Sanders is someone that is just so effective. Has 8 matches this season, hitting above 500. In a match against South Carolina State, she went 7-0-8, hit 875.
Second team all MEAC selection on the other side. It's a sliding Jordan Hopp off the block for Penn State to get a quick side out.
And Jordan Hopp had 104 blocks last season, hit 325. That's the 7th highest in Iowa State history.
Who, of course, heads the way for Penn State. Merzick on the serve out of the media timeout. Delaware State looking for a side out, but the Nittany Lions will get a swing, and Cam Hanna's been nearly perfect in this match so far. 7 kills on 10 swings for the former Clemson Tiger, the native of Lansing, Illinois, in her 2nd and final year in blue and white.
Yeah, that Cameron Hanna kill is almost identical to the one that won the game against Nebraska, working on that left pin as we see it.
Merzick almost got another ace. Nice job by Tuchai to keep it alive. Sliding Jordan Hopp, hard hit ball. Right there on the spot where the Hornets. Stark and Hopp, a disruption. Second swing coming. Tomlin takes it. Now here's Hanna off the top of the block from the left side. Set to the right side, Maldonado down the line. Nittany Lions got to scramble to get under it, and they will. Hannah's going to try and take a swing out of it. Now Tomlin is going to miss it out of bounds. To end that long rally, it comes up the way of the blue and white.
That one Jordan Hopp swing reminded me of last year in the first 2 rounds of the tournament when Angelina Stark had that one swing and nailed, was either a Kansas or a Yale player right in the face. That kind of made the rounds on the highlight reels. absolute power.
Sometimes you got to do your best Scott Sterling impression. Maldonado is going to attack that one either into the block or into the net, either way. Penn State point. And Coach David Brooks will take a timeout with the Nittany Lions on a 4-0 Penn State as well. Out of the timeout, it's Hannah Sanders getting a kill through the middle. Second team All-MEAC selection, who is not a huge offensive piece of this Delaware State team. Only averages about 1.3 kills per set, but does lead the team in total blocks. Out of the middle blocker spot, she's got her second kill tonight there. Karen Tomlin with another service ace. That's the fourth in total for the Hornets. And first for Tomlin tonight, who leads this team and led the MEAC in service aces this year with 54, make it 55. Can't clear the net there, was trying to keep the trajectory low. So ace and error for Tomlin. It washes out in total, and now here comes Quinn Menger with Penn State up by 4.
Let's go back to that Jess Merzick stat, talking about the service aces. She's also coming off a really unorthodox game where she had 10 kills against Nebraska, but also 10 errors. Hit triple zeros. Not very characteristic of her.
Menger putting a little pressure on the Hornets once again. I feel like we've been saying that all night long. Taylor Trammell down the seam for Penn State. And after being very quiet in that first set and having a couple hitting errors here in the second, she gets her first kill of the night. One of the seniors on this team, Trammell, a first-team All-Big Ten selection. She's had a breakout offensive season, has always been great as a defensive middle. Offense has come to life this year as well. Maldonado chomping at the top of the block. Hannah had to swing from well back, but goes right at the Hornet block and gets the kill.
And Taylor Trammell, another one coming alive in this game, had that early attack error, and as you said, so much of her offensive skill set has developed this season. Really a very deserving first teamer in the Big Ten, 8th in the nation, 2nd in the conference in hitting percentage.
A lot of that she's credited to her connection with Izzy Stark. Attack from the back row, and Tomlin leads to an overpass. Otero, Penn State scrambles to keep it alive, and they do. Hannah's swing disrupted. Otero's swing disrupted. Stark trying to dump it off the net, and Delaware State runs out of touches. Izzy Stark will get the kill for the Nittany Lions. Almost sent it into the net, but got a little help off the top of it.
Izzy Stark batting 1,000 in this game. Was hitting in the negatives against Nebraska, though, but did have a season high of 6 blocks.
Menger, the southpaw server, keeping the run going. Merzick from the back row, and she missed it. Trying to go cross court and cut it sharply. Ends up hitting the net before anything else.
Yes, you saw Tunshai and Maldonado kind of move back, and she, eyes wide open, was like, I'm going to go for the cross court. Just mistimed it a bit there. But only 3 away for Penn State to take a 2-0 lead in this match and move on in the round of 32.
Morgan Allen, libero, transfer from North Carolina. A&T gets a service ace as Penn State kind of misread it there, and Faldudo couldn't get under it. That is the 5th ace for the Hornets in this game.
And that's Morgan Allen, someone that was coached by David Brooks in high school.
Yeah.
And in North Carolina A&T, she entered the portal, and David Brooks said, how would you like to play for an old high school coach?
Last dance for Allen, and she gets an ace in the NCAA tournament, but Penn State answers with a kill on the other side. An ace for Allen working against Faldudo, who rarely misses in the receiving game. But Taylor Trammell answers on the other end, and Penn State is 2 points away from a set 2 win. Otero on the receive, and Mitchell kept alive. Ridiculous touch by Jillian Grimes. And Otero that time hammers it in to Jess Merzick and off her body into the stands over our head.
It's a good catch by the one fan about 2 rows back of us, though.
Now, you don't get to keep the balls. It's not like baseball or softball or anything like that where you get to keep the foul balls. Well, depending on where you go, I guess. You got to throw it back, but
Casey, be the change you want to see in the world. Let's make that a rule now. Let's take the volleyball with you.
Aquello serving it. Stark on the move. Jaravicius from the left side whistles it wide. I'll tell you what, Delaware State, they are scrapping here in this second set. They've taken advantage of some Penn State errors but the serving game has been strong. Their offense has come to life. This is impressive stuff from this Hornets team. Trailing only by 4 late in this set and trying to make it 3. Penn State gonna have to recycle it. Jaravicius will give him a free ball. Can the Hornets cash in? Mitchell out of the middle, off Stark, yes they can. Delaware State will get to 20, they're within 3.
Yeah, go back to your point, talking about kind of capitalizing on those Penn State errors. It really showed that the first set was handicapped by Delaware State's errors. They were having effective swings and tries, but it was mostly Penn State just being effective. When they aren't as effective, Delaware State can stay in this game a bit more.
Take a look at Alaquello's numbers on the season. Jaravicius had to wait a little bit on the set. Sent back, ball ricochets around, it lands out of bounds. It'll be a Penn State point. And the Nittany Lions will have 4 chances at set point to try and take a 2-0 lead in the match.
It will be Cameron Hanna back to serve as David Brooks calls a timeout at this point.
So off the double block to set up set point. David Brooks will take his second and final timeout of the frame, and we'll head to one quickly as well. Nittany Lions trying to put away the second stage here from Rec Hall. Don't go anywhere. You're watching NCAA Volleyball on ESPN+. Teams they may see later in this tournament. Conference title with Nebraska, undefeated at Rec Hall. Their only 2 losses, of course, coming to ranked teams on the road against Pitt and Wisconsin. Teams they may see later in this tournament. We shall see. And a serving set point. Disruption at the net. Second chance and a free ball sent over by Tomlin. Grimes will set with their hands to Merzik over the top of the block. Otero punches at it. Tomlin kept alive, dug by Hanna. Merzik, left side, hard hit ball. It'll come back on the Nittany Lions side. Start now to Trammell out of the middle. And Penn State goes up 2-0 in the match. They had to fight the Hornets there in that second set, but they come out with a 25-20 win, and we'll head to set 3. Get a replay of that final point is Taylor Trammell doing it with the offense. With a kill and getting close to that double figure mark for the what would be the 27th time this season. Jocelyn Nathan off the top of the net tape. Little change of direction there. Delaware State right there on top of it. But Caroline Jaravicius and Jordan Hopp get a block for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, Jordan Hopp has seen limited action this season, but when she's played, it's a seamless transition between her and Maggie Mendelson. Just able to really control that front line and already add to what is a really effective Penn State blocking unit.
Nathan serves away. Delaware State was running out of room there, close to the antenna. Merzik through the block and down. Jess Merzik will get to double digits officially. 10th kill for her on her 15th swing. 27th time in 32 matches this season that Merzik has crested over that double figure mark. She's got 12 double-doubles this year, including 5 straight. Not on track to hit that right now. With only 3 digs defensively, but she's doing it on the offensive end. Jocelyn Nathan went on a nice run, but serves into the net and gives the Hornets their first point.
Yeah, Merzik leads both sides with 10 kills. The leader on the Delaware State end of things is Aaliyah Mitchell and Alondra Maldonado. Each have 3 to their name.
Mitchell on the serve, received by Grimes. Alaquello plays up Merzik's swing. And Tomlin, did she get a touch? Yes, she did. Aaron Tomlin through the block, off the touch for the Hornets. And even though she's hitting in the negatives, she's fighting here, trying to get her team in this 3rd set. Her 3rd kill of the evening. Another strong serve there from Mitchell. Been impressive to see how Delaware State has served the volleyball. And Tomlin takes some speed off it that time. Garen Tomlin, back-to-back kills for the first team All-MEAC selection, who has led this team this season, the native out of Statesville, North Carolina.
Yeah, especially since we're going against Izzy Stark like that, and so many times we've seen her be a reinforcement for that front line. To beat her like that is really impressive.
Serve out of bounds there, so back-to-back 3-0 runs, one for Penn State, one for Delaware State. Both of them ended by service errors. Now Jillian Grimes, the libero, Nittany Lions, and their were originally alternate jerseys, although they've worn this every match at home since the beginning of November. They've got the 7 stars on the back representing the 7 national championships, and Jillian Grimes says, I want to add another star. Caroline Juravicius was trying to help the cause there on the right side, but couldn't tuck it inside of the end line, and we're back knotted at 4.
Yeah, it's the two sides of the same coin for Caroline Juravicius. When she's on it, she's lethal. We saw that against Nebraska, but sometimes accuracy can be something that she does need to work on throughout the game. And sometimes that's where you run the risk when you play a high-speed game.
Well, she's got a fire hose for a right arm, and it's just about learning how to use it properly. And she's definitely improved as season's gone on with that culmination in that Nebraska match. As Tuchai serves that out of bounds, gives the lead back to Penn State. Here's Faldudo. Coming in, she has been outstanding this year as a DS. Alongside Jillian Grimes and Jocelyn Nathan, the fun-size group in that back row for Penn State. They call themselves, and they play pretty darn good volleyball, but Garen Tomlin's going to beat him to the punch there. And she has had an excellent start to this set with 3 kills, the first 5 points alone. She gets one past Jillian Grimes, and we're tied at 5.
And that's when we normally see Jillian Grimes step up in those moments, just able to make those crazy digs, those highlight reel moments. But that time, Jaren Conlon doing a great job here.
Start set to Merzick, disrupted by the block. Recycle for the Nittany Lions. Merzick's second swing. Played up by Tuchai in the back row. Otero trying to get over the top of the block and misses it out of bounds. And it's one of the things that Coach Brooks did talk to us about when we talked to him yesterday. He said, look, we don't have the size of the net to expect to get a lot of, stuff blocks or attack against that block. And sometimes it's tough when you're trying to go against a mountain sometimes that Penn State has through the middle with Mendelson and then the physical pin hitters trying to find a way to hit past him best they can. Maldonado does so there. Strong swing. Penn State well off the net. Hannah will give the Hornets a free ball. Delaware State is in system, but Maldonado couldn't cash in on it. Now Hannah off a fingertips, and was she in the net? Actually, I believe that Aquello was in the net. Beg your pardon, Maldonado was in the net for Delaware State. So a net violation gives the point to the Nittany Lions. As Maldonado was trying to challenge Hannah right at the line. Otero going against the block. It's sent back, covered by Tomlin. Otero's second swing, gonna have to do it again, but it lands out of bounds. Never mind. Otero able to get it down in the blue off the block.
Yeah, great communication on that near side from the Hornets, knowing that it was gonna go out of play. Don't touch it, let it go, give your free point. Only within 1 here. Again, Delaware State staying strong with the Nittany Lions early on.
Allen, who had an ace earlier, close to one there on the short serve. Mendelson attacks it on the slide. Otero tips it over. Did Faldudo pancake it? David Brooks doesn't think so, but we'll play on. Maldonado off the block. Second chance. Otero got it down. Maybe that was a little bit of Paul don't lie there in that situation for Valeria Otero.
Yeah, David Brooks pulled out the green card mid-play and put it behind him.
Just in case.
Just in case. Doesn't matter, though.
Otero does a nice job finishing it off. And once again, Delaware State, after a rout in the first set, they have made Penn State play for it. Here in the first round of the NCAA tournament, Maldonado shooting through the block. Penn State's back row right there, led by Faldudo. Hannah off the block, cuts it sharply, gets the kill. She's to 10 and back to double figures for the 14th match in a row is Cam Hannah.
Yeah, Cameron Hannah seems to, every match, try to see how sharp of an angle she can hit at. It seems like she's trying to extend it ever so slightly every time she gets out there.
Made the second team All-Big Ten last year, first team All-Big Ten this year. Number 4 overall pick in the Pro Volleyball Federation draft as there's a point for the Hornets. Mitchell with the kill for a quick side out for Delaware State.
And they're keeping it even here through this early part, and that was something that David Brooks talked about was, what's the MEAC style of play? That was something he talked about, and he said it is athleticism. He said that the MEAC in volleyball is known for having guys that are quick, they're speedy, and really part of that comes from the stalwart of the conference in Howard, how big they are at the net, where other teams have to work around that, and that has developed a style of play like Delaware State.
Yeah, speed kills for this Hornets team, and it's led them to a MEAC championship. Here's a joust of the net, won by Delaware State, sent back on the Nittany Lions side. Cam Hanna gets the last laugh.
Yeah, we see with Cameron Hanna most of the time is just swing as hard as you can and pray for a touch. And we've seen that. That's been a mantra for a few players on this Penn State squad. Cameron Hanna uses it well there to get back up.
Hanna's got 11 kills, does not have an error yet to her name. That's the other thing of this run that she's been on lately. It's been on very good efficiency as that ball bounced around and kind of bounced off of Mitchell a couple times. She was trying her hardest to get it over, and I think even the Delaware State players laughing a little bit about that one as Mitchell just couldn't quite hot potato it past the net.
They're having fun. We're all having fun tonight.
You gotta be, right? You're in the NCAA tournament. They've earned their right here out of the MEAC, winning that championship, getting to play some volleyball in one of the most historic environments in the country against a really good Penn State team. And Caroline Jaravicius is a part of the reason why, especially down this stretch of the season. You get a sense, Jack, that's going to be a key here for Penn State. Everyone knows about Jess Merzick and Cam Hanna, but when Caroline Jaravicius is getting things heating up from the right side, that's when this offensive attack can be even tougher to stop. And you add a service ace as well. Good first contact by Jack Raczynski.
Look what I found, guys.
Off of Izzy Stark's ace, the 8th of the night for Penn State. And it's going to...
In addition to being swept twice by Howard in regular season play. It was a tremendous win in the tournament.
Thrilling 5-setter that was held at Delaware State's campus. That'll be a point for the Hornets out of the timeout, as Penn State couldn't cut it past the block. Otero will serve this one here for Delaware State off the error from Jordan Hopp. Reception by Merzick. Pass on the money. Hanna took some speed off it. There's Jaravicius left side. Oh my goodness. Woo! Caroline Jaravicius bringing the heat.
Are you going to say it?
One might say she's just a little bit vicious.
There we go.
He coaxed me into it. She was vicious in that win over Nebraska last Friday, and that was one of the hardest hit balls we've seen today. She gets the kill. Tomlin over the top of the block. Feed Jaravicius again. Why not? She'll shove it off the block, and it's back-to-back kills for CJ. Caroline Jaravicius.
Yeah, that's something she's developed a lot in this latter half of the season is, again, working off speed. We know coming in from Nebraska as a redshirt, she had the power. We saw that in some of the exhibition matches back in April, but to use those off speed and to really enhance her skill set, that's going to be really valuable.
Nice job by Aquello, the freshman, collecting that set with one hand and then getting it to Mitchell. Paige Aquello. As we mentioned, the MEAC Rookie of the Year, this battle of Conference Rookie of the Years with these freshman setters. Stark and Aquello. Good play there by her, and Mitchell finishes it off. Now here's the back set. Stark to Jaravicius, and the all-freshman team selections in the Big Ten. Tandem up once again. Nittany Lions get to 15, and here comes Angelina Stark, the team captain, one of 3 in for the first time this evening. Of course, in her final year with the Nittany Lions, her freshman sister Izzy. This 1 year of overlap they have in college, and one of the cool stories to follow all year long, this Penn State team. Jill Grimes into the net. But Stark comes in. She's outside hitter by trade, but really does a lot more defensively in the back row for this Nittany Lion team, and she'll play alongside of Nathan and Grimes for the time being here. As Tuchai from Turkey will serve away. Penn State up by 4, trying to close out the third set. Casey Kreider, Jack Raczynski, Gigi Jones down on the sideline, our entire ESPN Plus production crew. So glad to be with you for the first round of the tourney as Tuchai serves that one out of bounds. And the Nittany Lions draw a little closer.
Galia Faldudo going back to serve. Had those 2 aces in 3 points for the Nittany Lions. See if you can add one here.
Faldudo, the freshman. Oh, she just might. She just will. Ava Faldudo.
And into the ref stand, too. That was the trick shot. Yeah. That was impressive.
Dude, perfect. Off of Valeria Otero for Faldudo. Her third ace of the night. Looking for another and almost getting it as Tomlin couldn't quite receive it cleanly. Otero, Johnny on the spot there. Mendelson on the slide. Kept up. Overpass coming. Tried to terminate with Sanders. Couldn't do it. Now Angelina Stark, a rare swing from her. Maldonado just in front of the 3-meter line. Stark touches. Got it down. Angelina Stark on the attack for Penn State. She gets the kill.
Yeah, kill number 24 on the season for her. Really, it blossomed as her leadership role as a captain on the team and someone that we've seen in and out of this lineup. But again, just talking about the depth of this Penn State squad, that they're really not afraid to play anyone. We've seen them go into their pockets a bit throughout the season with some depth. We saw Alexa Markley play a bit in kind of the midway point of the Big Ten slate. We saw Josh Nathan elevate her play in the latter half of the season. Angelina Stark coming in here against the Hornets.
Since we're in the topic of bad puns, does that count as a Stark attack there? Stark to Stark?
It does.
Okay.
I always like to use the term Stark-infested waters here in Rec Hall. Sometimes I see the fans put up the fin tail.
Yeah, well, you have to, right?
You gotta.
Karen Tomlin gets a kill there off the block for Delaware State. She's got 6 for the night to lead all Hornets. And behind the service line, add an ace as Nathan couldn't receive it. Karen Tomlin, 6 kills, 6 digs, and 2 service aces. Someone that head coach David Brooks is already really excited to get back for next season. And the Hornets will try to repeat in the MEAC. They're not done yet. Oh, Tomlin got it again, cross court. Karen Tomlin back-to-back from behind the line.
Yeah, Josh Nathan was a bit flustered on those last 2 points. You can see Jillian Grimes kind of calming her down, say, you got this, get back into rhythm.
So Tomlin adding to her 54 service aces, now up to 57 for the season. Stark goes for the quick dump, doesn't get it. Otero off the top of the double block. Back set, Mendelson sent back, covered. Stark to Stark, blocked. Delaware State gets the block with Sanders and Maldonado. And I wasn't sure if we were going to see that tonight with this Hornets team that compared to the Nittany Lions is a little bit undersized, and even head coach David Brooks didn't really know if we were going to see that, but they get on the board with the stuff. And they're within 3 in set 3. Stark cross court, played up by Allen the libero. Tomlin back row, out of bounds. Almost inside that line. That brings an end to a 4-0 Delaware State run.
Yeah, they're just playing scrappy. They're playing like they got nothing to lose because they do have nothing to lose at this point. And they're putting up a fight. They're having fun. They really, that was the motto that David Brooks said. They're having fun. You can see it out there on the court.
Loose and fast, but then how about a service ace on the other end? There's Angelina Stark. Get the shark fins going. 9th of the night for Penn State as a team, and the Nittany Lions get to 20. And head coach David Brooks will take his final time. Angelina Stark with back-to-back service aces for the senior team captain.
Yeah, and going back to Cameron Hanna, last year kind of jumped into Penn State lore with that 19-kill game against number 2 Wisconsin, that big upset win, the highlight win of the season for the 2023 Nittany Lions, and now her consistency to be one of the most efficient hitters on this Penn State squad has been really paramount for this team.
Oh, Stark does it again! Triple service aces for Angelina Stark, back-to-back-to-back. Wow. She had 4 aces all season entering tonight. Can she do it again? Put some pressure on. Hornets will play it up. And Faldudo, another pancake that David Brooks doesn't think was one, and he might have to challenge this time because it's Penn State point. And as you said, Jack, just like that first point, Brooks grabbed it mid-rally. He was pretty insistent that Ava Faldudo didn't get under that. Let's make sure we're on the right track. Catherine Burke is in as well for Penn State. Reserve middle blocker for the Nittany Lions, Alexa Markley. Her first swing since October is a kill for Penn State. And now they are within 2.
Quinn Menger in the game. Season high 6 kills from Markley against Princeton when she went 6 for 7 at a tremendous outing against the Tigers here in Rec Hall early on in one of those early season tournaments.
Quinn Menger, the team captain, with Penn State 2 points away off the top of the net. Tape, she's got lucky a couple times, not on that occasion. And Otero comes back from the left side. Valeria Otero.
And beat Menger one-on-one on that back line. She got so lucky, though, with that. Great job by Aaliyah Mitchell to keep it up.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that throughout the season. Quinn Menger used the net to her advantage.
The Lions are 2 points away, but Paige Ahuquello behind the line for the Hornets. Going to try and lead them on a run. They don't want to go home just yet. They have had a nice match tonight, all things considered. Representing the MEAC well, and Paige Ahuquello going to give them another service ace. How about that for the Hornets? That is going to be 8 for Delaware State. Now Penn State with 12, which ties the most that they've had in a 3-set match in program history. But Delaware State with an answer on the other side as well. Here's Markley over the top of the block. Got it down, cross court, and it's match point. First to 7 for the Nittany Lions.
How about Alexa Markley come to the game and go 2 for 2, batting 1,000. It is fitting that match point could potentially be the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, the #1 recruit in the 2024 class.
Make it first to 6 as Stark serves it away. This is Otero trying to keep the Hornets alive. It'll ricochet back onto their side. Quick attack. Mitchell played up. Jaravicius for the seal. Caroline Jaravicius sends Penn State to round 2. And the Nittany Lions will pick up the 3-0 victory in the opening round of the NCAA tournament at home over the Delaware State Hornets.